This is TWiT.
This show is our Subscription Survivor episode.
Our annual Subscription Survivor. Why do we do this every year?
Well, because you and I
so hard.
forget that we subscribe to
Yes.
things. We do it really fast. Sometimes we're talking in the middle of a show and, oh yeah, free week trial, I'll
Subscribe
cancel
to
it.
way too much stuff.
And then, you don't really see, I mean, I don't really check. I mean, I check my credit card bill and it just says Apple, blah,
That's
blah,
the
blah.
problem. You don't get a breakdown, do
No.
you?
No.
And they renew, and almost all of them will renew automatically. In fact, my new thing maybe is to go into the subscriptions, and the minute I subscribe and say cancel, that way you get a year, or well, maybe after the trial period, you get at least a trial period. But if you cancel right away, and then you can say, I don't know. First of all, find it. How do you find the subscriptions?
So, yeah, it's not easy. You go to settings.
Settings.
And then you tap on your face or whatever you use as your,
Oh, that's interesting. See, I was going to go to the iTunes store. It's not there.
It's probably there.
It's
it might
in
be
your
there
face.
too, but then the iTunes store. And then this is the tricky part.
Yeah.
You have to actually tap your ID. And there's no way to really know that that's what you tap. And then you view your Apple ID. This is how I do it. There might be an easier way. If there is,
I
let
don't
me
think
know.
there is.
And then you have
Now,
to
if you're on
wait.
an Apple desktop, you can do it in iTunes.
Right.
But on the iPad, so tap my ID, tap my face.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Where do I tap?
Tap on iTunes, right there.
iTunes and App Store.
Then
Tap
your ID.
See, it doesn't even have the little. See, notice over here, it's got a little triangle when there's more under there. It's almost like they don't want you to know there's more under here. There's no triangle.
No.
How would you know? Oh,
You have to view your Apple ID.
Oh, well, really? And then what happens?
Then you're going to see another
Loading.
page, account settings, and then you have to scroll down, again, hidden to subscriptions.
Oh, boy, they really don't want you to get there. But, folks, this is your chance. Follow along with us. Again, settings, hit your face, go to iTunes and App Store, hit Apple ID, scroll down, hit subscriptions, and you can see, oh my gosh, these are the subscriptions that have lapsed at the bottom. These are the subscriptions that continue on. You know, it's interesting because this year Netflix has decided to no longer allow Netflix subscribers to go through iTunes to subscribe to Netflix because Apple has been taking a significant chunk. I think it was almost $1 billion out of Netflix pocket every year.
Did you ever subscribe through iTunes?
No, but I have so many things I do subscribe through iTunes, like my magazine subscriptions, the Washington Post. And that's the other reason I don't like to do that is because then if you have to log in on a non-Apple device, what's your login? Right? Is it your Apple ID? No. So that's confusing. Usually you have to go to their website and tie the accounts together, but it's confusing. The other thing I've noticed lately is that restore purchases doesn't always seem to restore. For instance, I have 2 day one premium subscriptions.
Oh, you have the original and the...
Yeah, and I thought buying one would be sufficient. Note, I bought them December 11th and December 13th. So they got an extra 100 schmeckers out of me.
Wait, really? You paid $200 to day one?
Yeah.
You don't think they combined those?
No. Did they? No. So I finally expired. You know, when I saw that, I freaked out. I said, well, good, expire it. But now I have 2 one-year subscriptions for the year 2019.
I bet if...
I'm sure I could call them.
Especially them. They're good. Like,
But
they're
who wants to
independent.
call somebody, right?
You could probably email them too. They're good people. The day one people. They're a small.
I don't think it's their fault. I think there's something going on with because I've seen other. I've tried to restore purchases and other things, and Apple, iTunes kind of. I don't know what you're talking about, man. Just buy it again, man.
Well, yeah. Sometimes it will tell you to buy it again, and then it'll say you've already bought it. I've experienced that. Like it said, it will restore the purchase at that point, but you have to press buy again. But for $100, that's...
I note that these are different names, and so I'm thinking, you know, one's day one and one's premium, but it's the same program. I'm thinking that's why Apple got confused. It didn't know. Anyway, there are some things I like to pay for. I'm going to continue to pay for Full Contact. It's not inexpensive, but the subscription it's a contact manager. I've made it my app cap, as you know. It's a subscription manager. Address book manager. But what I like about it is it'll read business cards. You just take a picture, send it to Full Contact, and then an actual human transcribes it. So it's very, very accurate.
So that one's staying.
That's staying. Calm.com, they're a sponsor, but you know, I've been a subscriber. Oh, it looks like I got it for Christmas. Oh, that was a couple of years ago. Day one, we've mentioned before. That's my, I really love that. Oh, and I got to show you the Duet display. That should be, I'll make that my app cap next week because they've upgraded that to work with Mojave on Mac OS. It's a way to take your iPad and make it a second display, and I just love Duet display. I pay for the, you know, you don't have to pay the subscription unless you want Duet Air, which does it over Wi-Fi. I like to play chess. There's my gold membership at chess.com.
How much are you paying for chess?
Oh, I don't know, 30.
Oh, it doesn't say.
Can you see? Is there any way to see what you paid? Yeah, there you can see it. So I paid $30 for my. Oh,
you tried to
don't cancel it. Well, that's an important point, though. If you're going through these, you can cancel them just by tapping on them. And if you've paid for a year, notice the next billing date here is December 31st, 2019. If I cancel now, it'll still continue right up to that day.
Right.
That's in most cases,
That's
right?
why you say, you know, if you really don't know if you're going to use it or not, why not just cancel and then go back and...
Exactly. You'll still get the year.
Later.
If you cancel now, Apple even helpfully says you can still access your subscription until December 31st.